Today on Outside the Box Reviews, welcome back to my second top 10 figures of 2014 list. Today we're looking at all the non-NECA figures that blew my mind this year. It wasn't until I started putting this list together that I realized how one-track my collecting focus was in 2014. This last year was definitely the year of Godzilla for me, and it shows. Number 10. Funko Pop Vinyl Ghostbusters figures. Funko put out a ton of figures this year, and quite honestly I think I hit a bit of a fatigue with the line, but I really did enjoy the Ghostbuster offerings in 2014. We got all 4 Ghostbusters, Slimer, the Ecto-1, and Stay Puft. Now I just need someone to make me a pop-style take on the painting of Vigo from Part 2. Number 9. Playmates Ninja Turtles Classics 90s Film Line. For the previous 2 years, the Ninja Turtles Classics line have made to my list, and this year is no exception. In a year where a new Turtles movie was hitting the screen, what better choice than to create the original 90s film version of the Heroes in a Half Shell? While the head sculpts on a couple of them are odd choices, and the skin doesn't quite have the paint detail it should, these are still some great figures. Number 8. Minimates Godzilla. I love the Minimates line, so when I first heard they were moving into the Godzilla market, I was beyond excited. Not only did we get some well-done figures for our first 4-pack, we got some great, somewhat obscure characters. This set finally let me add a Titanosaurus figure to my collection. I couldn't be more excited about the next wave coming in just a few months. Number 7. Monsterarts Godzilla 2014. Yeah, this guy has his flaws, but I still absolutely love my Monsterarts Godzilla 2014. His style, paint job, and articulation are all top-notch. Bandai has really stepped up the overall quality of the Monsterarts line, and even though the 14 was plagued with droopy eyes, I still consider him an excellent release. Number 6. Universal Select Deluxe Creature from the Black Lagoon. I was very excited about all 3 Universal Select offerings this year. The line continues to be one I look forward to each Halloween. Being a huge Creature from the Black Lagoon fan, this redone figure with improved articulation was a welcome addition to my collection. Beyond just being a cool figure, Diamond Select as a company was very helpful replacing my figure that had 2 of the same feet on it. Number 5. Jakks Pacific Jumbo Godzilla. I think every one of these year-end lists I have done have included at least one figure I haven't gotten around to reviewing yet, and this guy continues that tradition in 2014. I mostly haven't reviewed him because he's so damn huge that I've yet to figure out a good way to shoot the review. I honestly think this version of the 2014 Godzilla may be the most movie-accurate version of this character available currently in plastic. While he lacks many of the higher-end features found in most adult collectibles, he's still an amazing figure. Number 4. Monsterarts Bachelor Larva. While the Bachelor Larva came in a 2-pack with the Mothra Larva, I almost feel like Mothra was just an accessory to this giant bug. Bachelor sports the trademark Monsterarts detail and paint applications that just set it above and beyond normal collectibles. And the mix of translucent plastics as well as some great articulation really elevate this worm. Number 3. Monsterarts Godzilla 2000. I must admit, I was really hoping we would get a suit-accurate Godzilla 2000 figure, but this stylized Yuji Sakai version is still very cool. Another instance of Monsterarts stepping up their articulation, moving away from the old ball joints and gappy figures they used to create, and becoming more streamlined and better articulated in general, along with the meanest-looking Godzilla dorsal spines in the collection. This guy is definitely a winner. Number 2. Monsterarts Mothra. This pretty much was a guaranteed shoo-in for number 2 on my list, simply for the fact that I've been wanting a Mothra in the Monsterarts line pretty much since I first started collecting it. To me, when it comes to Godzilla characters, you get Godzilla and you get Mothra. Those are probably the 2 biggest icons of the entire Toho franchise. And Bandai did not disappoint. She sports far more articulation than even I expected her to have, and of course, as always, great paint applications and some beautiful sculpting. And now the greedy collector in me is just hoping maybe we'll get some other versions of her down the road. Number 1. Hot Toys T800 Battle Damage version. Once again, this almost doesn't feel fair. I wish I could put myself in the mindset that I did in my first best of figures list, where I was able to put a Marvel Select figure over a Hot Toys just in terms of the quality and the value given to that figure. But you know what? 2 years in a row now, Hot Toys T800 Battle Damage figures have topped my best of list, but there's good reason for it. Once again, they have pulled out all the stops. It looks like a very small version of Arnold Schwarzenegger sitting on my display cabinet. And once again, with fantastic paint apps and fantastic articulation, it's everything you'd want in a Hot Toy. So those are my top 10 non-NECA figures for 2014. It was very interesting putting this list together and seeing how little I bought of other lines this year. So I'm guessing in an area that's much broader, a lot of other collectors probably have many different figures that they would put into this area. But for me, 2014 was truly the year of Godzilla, and it was some hard work on my part not to just fill the line with Monsterarts figures, to be quite honest. It's also interesting to reflect on this list that the action figures I purchased this year tended to skew a little more towards what I would consider the medium end of collecting. I've tried to make a conscious effort to not buy things that I really don't have a place for in my collection anymore, and trying to focus down on things. And with all the Monsterarts figures that have populated this list, I feel like they were worth it. And even looking at honorable mentions that were just barely edged off the list, they include things more like the SH Figuarts Mario, which is still a higher end figure. But let me know in the comments below, what did you pick up in 2014 that was your absolute favorite collectible? Whether it be low end, high end, medium end, NECA, Bandai, Hasbro, Mattel. So many great figures came out this year, and hopefully there are many more great releases to look forward to in 2015. Make sure you check me out on Facebook, link below. Also check me out on Instagram, username Outside the Box Reviews. And I'll be back soon with some actual figure reviews and not just top 10 lists. I'll see you next time.